Welcome to the regular meeting of the Summersville City Council. It's the 23rd day of March. First on the agenda is the consideration of the council minutes of regular meeting held on March the 9th.
Move to approve, waive the reading.
Gotcha. You got it. Do we have any revisions, any comments on it? If not, do we have a motion? To,
You got a first and a second.
okay, and then all in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any noes? If not, then the motion carries. Next on the consideration is the approval of the draw request number 4 for the City of Summersville, the CDBG-MIT Stormwater Project. Amanda Smar with the Region 4 Planning and Development will come up here and tell us all about it.
Good afternoon. So this one will be number 4. This is the first pay application construction started. So this will be the first construction invoice that will be processed under this one. So the invoice for construction to Open Range Resources is going to be in the amount of $86,609.97. And you'll also have administrative invoices to Region 4 Planning and Development Council in the amount of $2,979.33 for a total of $89,589.30. And we're happy to help answer any questions that you may have.
And is this for work thus far, or is this?
Correct.
Well, if we don't have any questions, do we have a motion to accept?
Move to accept.
Second.
Are there any discussions on it before we do any farther? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion so carried.
Thank you.
Very well. Thank you. The 26th and the 27th City Council Grant Funding Request presentation. Each year, the city has so much money that they put out there, and what it is, we have local organizations come in and they apply for it. So we got about 7 or 8 here. Looks like maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to call out your all's name, if you don't mind, if you'll come up and give us a 2 to 3 minute presentation. And we'd like for you to stay until everyone has completed. So the first one is Nicholas County Community Foundation.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me today. And I'm Tamara Mullins, the Executive Director for the Nicholas County Community Foundation. With me today is Jay Burrell, our Board President. And also there are some other board members represented here in the room today. Thank you for being here. I just want to start off with probably something that you're very familiar with, is the history of the Nicholas County Community Foundation. We started in 2006 as a hospital foundation, and from there, with the funds from the Seelinger Family Fund and other funds, we quickly grew into a community foundation. Since then, we are now up to 60 funds under the umbrella of the Nicholas County Community Foundation, and we continue to grow. We've tripled our assets in the last 5 years for sure, and are continuing on that positive trajectory, which we're very proud of and very happy for. What we do is mainly grants for nonprofit organizations and scholarships for students. We are able now to give around $200,000 in grants and about $45,000 to $50,000 a year in scholarships, and those are continuing to grow and develop. Two of the most exciting things that we have had in this past year, and one of them actually brings the foundation kind of full circle, is a collaboration or partnership with the WVU Medicine Hospital. We now have a non-endowed fund with them. We did have a fund from their the previous the previous partnership or how the foundation started, but now we have a non-endowed fund with them to help grow funding for the Cancer Institute, which is going to be a phenomenal piece to this community, and we're all very excited for that and thankful because it's very important to have that type of treatment facility here in our area. The other thing is a fund that our board of directors opened in the past fall for the city of Summersville recreational complex, and this is for the playground. We, as a foundation, decided that we would be helping support and grow the funding for the playground area. And so we're really excited to see the phases of the recreational complex take off, and we're happy to be a part of that. So what it comes down to with the foundation is collaboration. And we've had a wonderful collaboration with the city of Summersville for all of our years of existence, and we continue to hope to have that partnership and collaboration far into the future. Thank you for recognizing our foundation and for supporting us along the way. Do you have any questions?
What are you asking for?
We're asking for $10,000
How much can we use for?
for operations.
I have no other questions.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Council, in your packet, there is the grant funding the council contribution, and there is the request that they each have there. So that's a way you can look down to see what they're requesting. Okay. Backpacks for veterans.
Good evening. Thank you for having me this evening. I have prepared some remarks here so I don't go over my time. Backpacks for Veterans began with a simple belief that no veteran should ever feel alone, abandoned, or invisible after serving our country. Too many of our homeless heroes have returned home with challenges they never expected: homelessness, hunger, isolation, and a daily struggle to meet basic human needs. We decided that that wasn't acceptable, so we took action. What started as a small idea was filling backpacks with essential supplies has grown into a mission that now reaches veterans across West Virginia, as well as individuals in our communities who are unhoused. Each backpack is more than a bag. It's dignity, it's hope, it's a reminder that someone still cares. Inside every pack, we include hygiene items, food, safety gear, and resources that help veterans find the support they deserve. But what we really deliver is compassion. We meet veterans and the homeless where they are, in shelters, on the streets, and at community events. We shake their hands, we listen to their stories, and we remind them that their service and their lives still matter. And when we hand over a backpack, we see something powerful, which is a moment when they realize that they are not alone. This work is only possible because of people like you, the volunteers, the donors, the partners, and the community members who believe in stepping up instead of looking away. You are the heartbeat of this mission. You help us fill the backpacks, fuel the outreach, and carry this mission forward. But our work isn't finished. There are still veterans sleeping in cars, under bridges, and abandoned buildings. There are still men and women who served our nation who feel forgotten. And that is why Backpacks for Veterans will continue to grow, continue to reach out, and continue to fight for those who once fought for us. Our motto is quite simple: if not us, who, when? If not us, who? And if not now, when? Today, I invite you to stand with us, support the mission, spread the word, help us reach the next veteran or the next unhoused neighbor who needs a hand, a warm meal, or simply a reminder that someone cares. We also support local homeless individuals by providing backpacks and information on housing, detox centers, and other resources that can help them take their next step toward stability. Together, we can make sure that none of them, veteran or civilian, is left behind, and together we can change lives one backpack at a time. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we appreciate you. Thanks again. The Bread of Life Food Pantry, is she?
I am here.
There you are,
I am
okay.
here. Hello. Thank you for the invitation. My first time doing this. So, I'm Katrina Wilson. I'm the director of the Bread of Life Food Pantry. I've been running that since the Siglers left for about 2 years now. And I have a director of operations, David Mitchell, who's not here this evening. As you know, we hand out food to local approved towns in Nicholas County. We can't serve the entire Nicholas County. And when our average monthly was 213 families, and your families could range from 1 up to normally, I think the highest we've seen is a family of 10. When the government shut down, we took on a lot more in addition to expanding our area a little bit, as much as we could take on. And we did receive some funds for that time frame. We ran through those very quickly. We kept the additional families we took on, because even with jobs coming back open again, it takes a little bit to build back up, and sometimes their hard work just isn't quite enough for them to go home to. So we are now up to 293 families a month, and long term, it is hard to manage the funds throughout the whole year. Summertime is our hardest. We take on a lot of bigger families, school's out, kids need to be fed. So what I had asked for, listed in your packet, was to be divvied up through the summer months, and it would be divvied up month by month in addition to the funds we have a budget we already spend every month, and this would give us a little extra breathing room every month to buy some extra and plan. And if we did not use all of the food purchased with the funding, it would just be put up to be used later. It would last longer throughout the year. Any questions for me?
Then thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Katrina,
Oh, yes.
just 1 second. This is your chance. This is a
Okay.
big plug. We have newspaper here, we have cameras here.
Okay. So you're really putting me on the spot.
What are you in need of? What are you in need of over there right now, specifically? That people, if you could ask
could-
anybody on the camera and the newspaper to bring, what could you use?
Dry goods, they last longer, so pantry items. We
Okay.
pack those bags, and we have a set list that we put in, and we do bigger amounts for bigger families. And so we are shopping twice a week
Good.
to keep up with that. And so pantry items are the easiest and the most convenient and the most consistent.
So now everybody knows what you need. They're gonna be flooding you. When's the best time to bring it?
The pantry is open Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to noon. However, there is somebody always there in the office Monday to Thursday, 9 to noon. And if you call and leave a voicemail on the church office and need hours outside of there, I can gladly meet them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Children's Home Society of West Virginia. I think, okay. Okay, we'll go to the next one. We'll put her on the next period of time, okay?
I don't think he heard you.
I said Children's Home Society of West Virginia, okay. The next one is Love Works.
Good evening. I'm Bert Gross. I'm the treasurer of Love Works, an outreach program at Memorial United Methodist Church here in Summersville. And it was organized in 1987 as an outreach program to give daily needs and then referrals to the Bread of Life food pantry. So have some statistics for that. And the daily needs would be like shampoo, laundry detergent, dish detergent, deodorant, toothpaste, and feminine products and hygiene items. And for 2025, there were 1,032 families that the daily needs, and that's open 2 times a week with volunteers operating that. And we spent about $19,240 for the daily needs. And last year, they can get food, oh no, they can get the daily needs once each 3 months. And then we also refer people to the Bread of Life Food Pantry. In 2025, there were 2,259 families. And then so far this year, daily needs just January and February, of course, with all the weather, they weren't open each day, but each time, but 137 families, and then 311 families referred for food. So.
Anyone has any questions for him?
Is that up a little bit from last year? It is, isn't it?
Everything's going
Yeah,
up, and
yeah.
I'm involved with the North Fayette Food Pantry down at Falls View, and we have numbers go up all the time. so-
Seems like that's an uptick from last year.
Yes, so,
Okay. Thank you.
We thank you.
thank you.
Next is the Nicholas County Career and Technical Center.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council.
Thank you.
My name is Bo Odell. Most of you know me from my former career in law enforcement, but now I'm the law and public safety instructor at the Career Center. And with me back there is Mrs. Kessler. She's our nursing instructor, and our fearless leader, Mr. Bayless. He's our administrator, and we're here on behalf of the school, but specifically we're here on behalf of Skills USA. That is our CTSO, our student organization within the Career Center, and I trust that most of you all have seen the success of our school in Skills, and Skills is far more than just a competition in the medals that you see these kids wearing, but it teaches these kids leadership skills. It teaches them workplace skills, personal skills, things that they can use to prepare themselves to hit the ground running when they graduate from high school and go straight into the workforce. But the competitions are a very large part of it, and just like everything else, it takes a lot of funding. I had no idea how much funding that the school comes up with. Last year, we spent approximately $50,000 taking these kids to these leadership conferences and the different competitions and whatnot. And the thing about that $50,000-ish is there's no line item. There's no line item in anybody's budget. So you ask the question, where does that money come from? Well, from people like you and fundraising and a lot of different things. And thankfully, Mr. Bayless is really good at making sure that we have what we need. But our goal was to take these kids and it not cost them anything. These are opportunities that these kids may never get again, and we don't want it to cost them anything. So we're just here looking from assistance from the city. This is Caitlin Kessler and Troy Wynn. They are our president and vice president of our Skills USA chapter. If they would like to say anything on behalf of our chapter, I welcome it. But if you have any questions, I'll do my best to field any questions that you have.
How many events do you all attend?
Oh,
4 big ones.
Yeah, there's about 4 big conferences,
Yeah.
and then some smaller individualized things that we attend throughout the school year.
just as a quick example, I'll talk all evening if you'll let me, but we're leaving Thursday. It's a state competition week, so we've been a little busy, but we're taking around 4 dozen kids, and we're going to go up to Fairmont University, and we're going to compete. But just registration fees alone, just to get these kids up there, are $4,600. So it's an expensive undertaking, but we're keeping our head down, and moving right along. So we'll make it.
Okay.
Kids, we're real proud of you, and there is some national champions out of that group too, isn't there? They had some success in Atlanta last year.
Right here's
Good.
one.
Congratulations.
If you all will indulge us,
Yeah.
let her speak about the model of excellence. That's a big one.
So we're actually a gold chapter distinction for our state, and then our application gets sent on to the national office where they pick 24 schools from around the nation, it's eight, from each of the 3 categories of workplace skills, personal skills, and technical skills. We were chosen for the first time as one of the workplace skills model of excellences, and me and another one of our officers went interviewed, and we're actually the top school in workplace skills in our nation this year.
That's awesome.
We're proud of you.
So your request from us is to support that $50,000?
Yes, please.
Sounds great.
In any way that you can, we appreciate it.
You say your Skills USA.
Uh-huh.
What, when you're going up to Fairmont, are you going to have different skills? Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's the thing with Skills USA. Every program has a part in it. So like my program, for instance, I'm taking, I think, we're taking 10 kids out of our program. I think about 10 kids. I'll have 3 kids that'll be competing in crime scene investigation. I have one that's going to be competing in what's called criminal justice rather, and it's a scenario-based competition. So we're really not sure what all he's going to have to do. I have 5 kids that are going up in a quiz bowl. Kaylin, she's in nursing, and there's all kinds of nursing. Teamworks, we're taking a team of 4 out of carpentry for teamworks, welding. Every program has a list of kids that are going to compete. Yeah.
I
Good work.
continue to hear good reports about what's going on at the vocational.
Thank you. Thank you. These kids work very hard.
Yeah.
They work very hard.
Okay.
Thanks, Beth.
We thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job, guys.
Next on the list is the Nicholas County Performing Arts.
Mayor, Council, thanks for allowing us to come and just kind of give you a brief overview of what Nicholas Performing Arts is. It may be a little confusing because there's a lot of Nicholas Old Main, Nicholas Arts and Old Main Arts and Heritage Center. So if I could, just let me clear that up. We are a new nonprofit organization who uses the facilities at the Nicholas Old Main Arts and Heritage Center. The Old Main Foundation is responsible for the building, the grounds, and they have been since 1991. And they've done an excellent job maintaining the building, keeping it up, providing a place for the community to gather. Now here comes Nicholas Performing Arts. Well, what do? Well, we're tasked with providing world-class entertainment. And that could be in the form of musical performances, it could be a play, it could be a historical talk. Anything involving the arts, we want to help provide to Nicholas County. As most everybody else in these programs are, all of our people are volunteers. We have a board that's separate from the Old Main Foundation board, although we do have 2 or 3 members of our board that were on the same board. So we have developed a program between now and the end of the year where we're going to have at least 4 more performances. We had our first one November the 14th on Valentine's Day. We had 160 so people in the room. Our auditorium seats 250, so we have plenty of room to expand on that. But we thought we did a really good job of providing something that's very different than people are used to seeing in our own community, where we don't have to go to Fayetteville, we don't have to go to Braxton County, we don't have to go to Greenbrier County. We can provide these opportunities here in the local community for our people, our kids. And just so you'll know, in our performance at Scriptless in Seattle, we had people from Webster County, we had people from Fayette County, we had people from Beckley, we had people from all over, but the majority of those people were from right here in Summersville and the local surrounding areas.
Talk about the summer camp for the kids.
Yeah, we're working on this idea of providing a summer camp, drama camp for kids. It'll either be this summer or it'll be next summer, because we're getting our feet wet learning the processes, and we have a little ways to go, but that's in the planning. We also have, before the end of the year, we have 2 plays. They're going to be murder mystery plays. One's going to be in June, and the next one's going to be in November.
End of November. Yep.
We also have coming very soon, Mother's Day, we have a lady named Lady D. She does a 2-act, one-woman show related to the life and times of the old blues singer Bessie Smith.
She's really interesting. You need to look her up.
So we're trying to bring something different that's not been, something that will provide
We just
people.
haven't had it here for a while.
We just provide people an outlet where they can go and enjoy themselves for an evening. We're asking for $2,500. We have a tiered level of support. It's called Rivers of Support. And each different level are different benefits. Certainly at the $2,500 level, it's going to be well known that the city of Summersville is helping to sponsor and bring the arts into our community. So you'll be noticed in our advertising, you'll be noticed in our brochures, in our handbills, postings at the Old Main Auditorium itself. And we just think it'd be a great way to spend $2,500. We're trying to raise a total of $20,000. And we think that will support us through our 26-27 season. And we're glad to answer any questions you guys might have.
I thought y'all put on a really good show. I went to it and there was a lot of response on that. It's good to have arts coming to Summersville. I will say that.
Thank you. I'm glad you came.
Yeah, the first thing that usually happens is that the arts get kind of pushed to the side in schools and everywhere else. But we found there's a lot of interest in the local high school related to the kids wanting to be involved in the arts in this county. And this is one way that we can help provide that.
And in a couple of those murder mysteries, they're going to take kids from the school and they're going to let them be extras in that. So we have some kids at the high school that's going to be in those plays as well. So we're trying to bring them up there.
If you don't have any questions, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And right behind them is the Nicholas Old Main Foundation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have to admit, I stood in front of 6th graders for 33 years, and they weren't as near intimidating as you guys are. That's true. I'm Nancy Thomas with the Nicholas Old Main Foundation, and I'm vice president, and I also work with grant writing, and that's why I'm here tonight. Old Main is a wonderful building that is irreplaceable. Many of you know that the stones were quarried locally and the building was made to withstand the times. But like the rest of us, as we get older, we need more maintenance and more care. And Old Main is no different. She needs windows. And we want to start with the auditorium because those windows are the most damaged from the elements. The wood has rotted and decayed away, and every time the wind blows a little hard, we worry that the panes are going to fall out. And the performing arts will be putting on their performances in that room. So we want to start with the windows in the auditorium. And because Old Main has lots of windows, this will be a 7 to 10 year plan. We may be asking for money again for windows because there's a lot of them. We are asking for $7,000 and we are matching that with $2,600. And we have saved and put on a line item for windows, $10,000. And with that money combined with what you would grant us and what we are able to furnish, we can start with the 4 windows on the west-facing wall. Those are the most damaged and need the most care. And these windows, we cannot go to Lowe's and buy them. We can't ask Window World to come and put them in because we are on the Register of Historic Places. And those windows have to be preserved. And we have a West Virginia person, a company, who preserves those windows. And he will come in, take the windows out, take them to his shop, repair them, recaulk them, bring them back and install them. And he's also going to include storm windows, which a building as old as Old Main that has no insulation, those windows will be nice and help with our electric bill and our gas bill. So we just want to say, we hope that you will support us. We work hard, we love that building, and we want to make it available to the community. Thank you for the evening, and I want you to know we appreciate the City Council and all you do for Summersville, but all you do for Old Main as well. Thank you. Any questions?
Just keep up the good work.
We're trying.
Thank you again. The next is the Table Community Kitchen Incorporated.
Hello, my name's Jennifer Jarvis. Thank you so much for allowing me to come and speak today. I'm one of the board members for the Table Community Kitchen. It's a program that we implemented last summer. It's a free hot meal served on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at the Day Reporting Center at 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock after they close for the day. We have a partnership with Nicholas Community Action and Marist Hall, and we have someone to cook hot meals, homemade meals, 2 to 4. Due to the restraints of the Day Reporting Center, we have to have a health department approved kitchen, and that's what they have at the Nicholas County Community Action along with Marist Hall. So we use those to have volunteers come in and cook meals, and then we have other volunteers that serve from 4 to 6. And this is for anyone in the community. Our community has 21% of the community is below the poverty guidelines, and 35% of the community is below the 185% poverty guidelines. So that 35% receives no food stamps, no type of assistance. They make too much to receive assistance, but not enough to pay for their increased cost of food. So this is a way for them to come and have a hot meal. They can take it to go, take it home with them. They can eat there at the center. There's tables set up for everyone. They can congregate. So we've had a variety of people come in. We have the homeless that need a hot meal and a warm place to sit for the afternoon. We have single parents who stop by and pick up food on the way home to take home to their children. So the children still get a home-cooked meal, and they don't have to worry about the added restraint to the family in the end of the day. We also get senior citizens. We have a lot of shut-ins that have meals. Someone comes and picks up meals for them and takes them to them so they can have a nice hot meal. Summersville lacks an area for anyone to just have a hot, free meal. We have a lot of senior centers that cater to the 60 and older, but this allows for anyone from any age group, any income, even if you make 300% of the poverty guideline. We ask no questions. You come in, you have a hot meal, you can socialize with your peers, you can get a hot meal, you can talk, chat, and usually most of our volunteers come from the local churches and businesses in the area. We've had several, probably some of you have even volunteered or had someone who's volunteered at the kitchen. We hope to use the funds to support some of the meals that we don't have volunteers for. And then we have all the supplies. We could keep supplies for all of the serving. Everything goes into to-go containers, so they can do either there or to-go. So we purchase the silverware, the condiments, and then sometimes we only have 2 hours to cook at the kitchens that we have. So a lot of times we order food from local restaurants so that we can serve things like soup and things that would take longer than 2 hours to cook and still have that home-cooked feel to it. Any questions?
I think that about says it all, doesn't it?
I hope so.
All right. All right. Do you have other sponsors to help with this?
We do we do have donations that come in. We do not have any sponsors specifically for the table. The meals, if we have someone volunteer, we try to get someone to sponsor each meal. We have several churches and Northside is very good about sponsoring. Several times they have sponsored the meal, and then some of them have come out and served. And some of the restaurants in the area either give us a discount or they will donate. La Coretta has been very good to donate at least once a month a free meal. They don't charge us anything. So a lot of it is by, I guess you could call them sponsors because they pay for things themselves.
No, it's just like Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays?
Yes,
Or
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 4 to 6,
Okay.
as long as we can keep volunteers. And we just started in June of this past, of 2025, and first week of March, we hit 3,000. We had served 3,000 people. So we started out with 30 people a day, and the last few months, it's went up to at least anywhere from 60 to 100 people get served every afternoon.
Because I know our police department.
Yes.
We've been getting the brochures and so forth, and they've been handing them out to some of the homeless on the
Yes.
street, so it's really a lot of
Yes.
help to them.
Yeah, and it's not just the homeless, like I said.
No.
We do, and a lot of the churches and things that are there, we'll talk to them, and if anybody has any type of need, we do a lot of referrals. Our board members, we have a little group chat, and if someone comes in and needs something, we're really good about chatting with each other and trying to find the resources.
Well, it's an excellent program.
Yeah, we have someone I'm from Nicholas Community Action. We have someone from Bread of Life. We have someone from a couple other churches in the area. We have someone from Mountain Heart. Steve from Backpacks is part of our board. And so we kind of have a network that we can use to help some of the needier families in the area.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the list is the Veterans Freedom Museum. Nope, okay.
I actually wrote that grant, but I didn't know that no one notified me to come today, so
Okay.
I'll talk about the museum.
Okay.
We started last year. The collection was a gentleman from Logan County that gave us all the stuff to put in the museum. He was an old collector and had a ton of stuff. He wanted someone to have it. Oak Hill turned it down, and so that's how we came into ownership of all this material. Dr. Carson has been generous enough to give us a building to house all the items and display them and all that at his building. We pay minimal amount of rent, and the utilities and all that stuff he takes care of right now, because we really are just beginning to raise funds for the museum. Some of the biggest things we do need funding for is the utilities, the rent, preservation of some of the items. Some of the items we have more than one of, so we need storage containers and things like that so we can keep them stored in a way that they're not going to be damaged or anything like that. We have a Connex container outside that we store some of the items in that we have more of than we need. Also, the people that bring the stuff in, a lot of community members have brought stuff in, and we don't have enough room for it at the time that they bring it in, so we have to store it until we can make room for it. So that's another big issue with the funding, is we need storage. Trying to, off the top of my head, think of some more things. Mainly the rent, the utilities, and the storage are the top three things that we would need funding for. And I can answer any questions about the museum.
How long, when is it open?
It's open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. And it's 100% volunteer run, so we're always looking for volunteers to help us keep it open. And we're looking for school-age children to come through. Like, one big thing we've been trying to do is get all of the teachers and everything to be aware that we are there, that way they can get their class come through. We did put about 130 students through in November. They came through and had a really good like scavenger hunt type thing, and they were from Summersville Elementary, and we're trying to get more kids to come through from other schools.
Okay. We thank you.
Thank you.
The last on the list today is Wally Squadron, R/Flyers Incorporated, okay?
Control Flyers Incorporated.
There you go. I'm glad you said that, okay. Remote control, okay.
Yeah. I'm Buck Hambrick with Wally Squadron, RC Flyers here in Summersville. We're getting ready for our 35th annual RC Fly-In Air Show. Didn't seem like it's been that many years, but it has. We have, on average, about 200 registered pilots and their families that come in, and you may know there's not that many flyers in Summersville, so these people are coming from all over the East Coast. Last year, I think we had 8 different states represented. Everything is free to everyone that attends. We don't charge them any fees to participate. We feed them a little lunch and dinner on Saturday, and we do that through just donations. We furnish the food, and then Children's Home Society serves it, and they get donations for serving it from the people who go through the line, and they do fairly well at that. It helps the community with tourism, all the local businesses, motels, gas stations, everything like that. We put on a pretty entertaining event. If you've never been to it, you really need to come up. There's aircraft of all sizes. People think remote control flyers, the little Cox models used to get and fly on a string. Some of them just will fit in this room. They're pretty big, turbine jets, helicopters, you name it. They come there and fly. What else? I get to talking with my hands, and if they go too fast, well, tell me and I'll slow them down. But anyway, we have, like I say, the dinner on Saturday. The show actually is a 4-day event. It goes from Wednesday through Saturday. On Saturday night, we have a really nice fireworks display, and we have lighted aircraft that we fly through them and try to shoot them down. And we've accomplished that a time or two. But it's real enjoyable to watch. No offense to the city, but we're told we put on a better fireworks display than the city does. So
Look at it right there.
but they're all little fellas. Well, I mean, the reason being is just for the airplanes flying through them. But to do this, we hold raffles. We have our members all donate. We have some corporate sponsors for RC-related gifts that we give out to our pilots. We have a lot of things for kids, drawings for kids. We get local businesses to donate to us and to help us with it. And with that, it usually runs anywhere between $15,000 and $18,000 to put this event on. We're asking for $1,000 if we could get it. We'd really appreciate it. That goes a long ways because we've got the water, electric, Port Johns, and then buying the meals and that sort of thing. As far as dire need, it's pure entertainment and tourism. I know there's a lot of people here that's asking for money for things that they really need. This is something that we just really like to do as entertainment. And you've supported us in the past, and we appreciate it, and would like to have your support again.
When's this gonna be this year?
It's August the 12th to the 15th, Wednesday through Saturday.
Okay. We thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
So if anyone wants to stay longer or until we finish this meeting, or you can go ahead and leave now, whatever.
See you guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. See you, Steve.
She told me she'd come next week.
see. You want to shut the door? Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is the approval of the 2026, 2027 general fund budget. Aaron, would you want to enlighten us?
Yes. Okay. So today I'm going to run through the 26-27 budget. We'll do the budgeted revenue items first, and then go through the expenditures by department. So for 26-27, our expected unassigned balance will be $1,913,562. Ad valorem tax, $863,449. Gas and oil severance tax, $10,000. Excise tax on utilities, $230,000. B&O tax revenue, $1 million. Wine and liquor tax, $100,000. Hotel motel tax, $530,000. Sales tax, $2 million. Fines, fees, and court costs, $90,000. Licenses, $20,000. Building permits, $15,000. Franchise fees, $7,000. IRP truck fees, $50,000. Private liquor club fees, $5,000. Parking meter revenue, $500. Rents and concessions, $102,500. Fire protection fees, $175,000. Federal government grants, $25,000. State government grants, $20,000. Other grants, $10,000. Gaming, $10,000. Interest income, $10,000. Reimbursements, $5,000. Accident report fees, $2,500. Confiscated property, $20,259. Video lottery proceeds, $7,000. Miscellaneous revenue, hydro, $450,000. And other miscellaneous revenue, $190,500, for a total budgeted revenue figure of $7,862,270. Now we'll go through the expenditures by department. The mayor is $80,000. Council is $138,000. Recorder is $57,000. Finance department is $334,000. Police judge $16,500. City attorney is $15,000. Forestry council is $27,000. Regional development $5,000. Code enforcement $104,500. Elections $22,000. Data processing $145,000. City Hall $543,000. SCTV $142,000. Police Department $2,258,620. Fire Department $608,000. Street Department $991,000. Central Garage $182,000. Parks and Recreation $1,089,200. Visitors Bureau $265,000. Fairs and Festivals $160,000. Senior Center $2,500. Youth Program $40,000. The Arena and Conference Center $468,000. Brown Oaks $98,950. The library $70,000, which brings the total expenditure budget to $7,862,270, the same as the revenue budget. Any questions on the general fund budget?
Do we have any comments? Any questions? Okay. Let's get a motion on it.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Same sign? Okay. So moved. So while you're up there, if you don't mind, the approval of the 26 and 27 coal severance budget?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Our coal severance fund, unassigned balance budget for the upcoming 26-27 year is $40,164. Our projected coal severance tax revenue is $10,000, which brings our total revenue figure to $50,164. And our expenditures are the same amount, $50,164, towards public safety.
Does anyone have a question on it?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? Same sign. So the motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Okay. We've got a sort of a special treat for you. Annabeth, would you want to come up and assistant to the mayor is Annabeth Anderson. She's going to do an update for us on what's going on in Summersville.
Yes.
Literally almost the eye on Summersville, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Please wait 1 minute and then I'll cue you.
Okay. Thank you. So I'll need you guys to bear with me. I have a lot to go through. I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes. You can time me on that. And if I start talking too fast, let me know. But so I'm going to start off by following up much of the information that Mayor Harper shared at the last council meeting and show some of the progress completed over the course of this month, and then I'll touch on a few important local and regional initiatives that I've represented the city on recently. And if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to read off my notes, or else, as much as I have to go through, I'm going to forget most of it. So I want to give a special shout out to Tim Hypes for allowing me to participate in planning of some of these projects that are moving forward this spring. Amy, if you want to go ahead and put that up on the screen. Okay. So the outdoor recreation complex, as you guys all know, phase 1 kicked off earlier this month with an anticipated completion date of March of 2027. So as shown on those screens, I was able to work with Tim and Sam to get some visuals of what the project currently looks like. And this is as of this week. I think Sam got some of those visuals today and Thursday. Sam Young is going to regularly fly his drone over the site to show the progression of the project over the next 11 to 12 months so we can keep the entire community informed and engaged in this process. So something else we're going to do soon is we're going to get committees for future phases reconvened, and we'll be working with Thrasher to gather community input on priorities for the next phases of development. If all goes well, the city's going to carefully consider financial capacity and apply to the Land and Water Conservation Fund based on when we're able to leverage our own cash to fund future phases, requesting 50% of that to be funded by that federal program so that we can cut our costs in half. So we've already applied to that Land and Water Conservation Fund to the state, and they send that on to the National Park Service. We've requested that for the trail development since we've already got the plans in the works. So they're currently reviewing that to fund 50% of trail development, and we should hear about an award this fall, and that leaves the timing of the trail development to align well on the tail end of the soccer complex. And based on those preliminary designs that wrapped up this month by Rock Solid Trails, funded by the WVU OEDC Thriving Communities program, there will be approximately 7 miles of trails, which includes a state-of-the-art mountain bike skills park and pump track, and this is what we're looking for that funding for from the Land and Water Conservation Fund currently. Also shown up on the screens should be some imagery of what the visitor center property looks like. Tim sent his guys up there to clear it off. It should be right after this one. It looks really well out there, and they're getting that in preparation for the coming construction this summer. We worked with Jeremy and the Board of Education to get an easement from the board for the needed wastewater infrastructure so we can either tie into the lift station out there at the high school or come around it. Plans are near final, pending the environmental and geotech, which begins tomorrow. It was kind of on hold with the weather and runs through the next couple of weeks. So I've sent out invitations also to meet with the Chamber of Commerce, the CVB, and the Nicholas County Community Foundation to address any questions, since they'll have offices at that facility. And we're excited for those community-based organizations to sit together at the table and talk about it. So we're meeting with them early in April. Kentucky Road, as you can also see up there, it's not what's up while I'm pointing at it. Groundwork is well underway with Kentucky Road, and Tim and Jeremy have been working together to make sure that that project runs smoothly, and Open Range Resources is hard at work to resolve the flooding issues that residents are having. So there should be some imagery up there on the screen showing the progress there too, and it was really cool they were putting one of those little box culverts in. So moving on to some of those other initiatives that the city's involved in beyond the physical projects. So the Homeless Commission that I'm tasked with Jim to help with is February 19th, we had a resource fair and it was very successful with 15 organizations serving 34 individuals in need. We provided hot meals, haircuts, clothing, medical services, mental health services, hygiene items, and much more. We're grateful for this initiative and those organizations that are partnered with us, because there are over 20 organizations partnered with us to serve the community in that way. The table that you heard from earlier, so that's kind of a spinoff of the Homeless Commission, and they serve those meals on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and that's super important. Moving on to Accelerate West Virginia. So this initiative came out of an application I developed for Marianne 2 years ago. The city was selected as part of that second cohort of communities, and so we're one of only 16. This program provides $45,000 in technical assistance funding and convenes some of our local residents and business owners to focus on economic resiliency, sustainability, and momentum. An exciting opportunity happened recently where they had extra money, so we applied for an additional $5,000 in technical assistance funding, and we received it. So now we have a total of $50,000 to draw down for to fund a consultant-led planning project. We're engaging that consultant for planning the Downtown Momentum, that's what the title of that is called, and they'll soon be on site on Wednesday, March 25th this week, for a planned stakeholder engagement workshop in the afternoon. And also with this group, I'm working with them to develop an economic resilience plan for the city, and that draft is currently under review with the group. So out of this initiative, the city's going to have 2 more critical plans focused on projects and programs that are feasible to move forward to ensure Summersville's forward-focused, serving the needs of the community, and prioritizing economic development. Okay, SES, Summersville Elementary School, Brownfields Reuse Planning. So the DEP, i.e. Jennifer Little, provided some technical assistance to develop the Summersville Elementary School reuse plan. This began last year by Mayor Schaefer, and there was some movement before the state took over the local Board of Education, which resulted in a little bit of a pause since they don't typically transfer property. The community input was used to determine the best use of the property, so we continued to plan the reuse despite the holdup from the local board and the state board situation. And so that's included in the plan as an appendix. So we'll use this information now to try and continue this initiative. We're meeting with the Board of Education on April 1st to determine if there's a potential MOU or first right of refusal or some kind of avenue that we can take instead of just waiting until the school is vacant. So everything's kind of up in the air until we know what our options are with that one. But I will say that we did meet with a nonprofit housing development group that the DEP and Montrose Consulting that did that reuse plan connected us with to discuss possibilities with that school property and our involvement to make sure that the property is developed according to community input and our comprehensive plan and land use planning goals. I'm looking forward to seeing what our options are to move this ball forward and be proactive on this soon-to-be vacant school in city limits. Okay, next. Sorry, I'm almost done. New River Gorge Towns. So similar to the long successful Lawn Forest Towns, New River Gorge Towns is in the works of getting up and running to address regional issues such as housing, tourism, outdoor recreation, workforce development, infrastructure, marketing and branding, and a lot more. What's interesting is there's a tie-in there with the Accelerate West Virginia group. The Downtown Momentum consultant, Destination by Design, that's going to be here on Wednesday, is also doing the branding for NRG Towns. So part of that scope of our plan will include the city acting as a lead entity in NRG Towns, marrying the regional and local branding. So I think that'll be really interesting for us to take part in. I'm also a participant of the bylaws committee in that group, and I look to join a couple other committees as the group takes off so that the city can be very involved in sharing information and resources regarding our personal priorities such as housing, infrastructure, and workforce development. Next is the Potato Festival. So we did have our first meeting in February, I think as Mayor Harper noted, back at the end of February. We will be meeting again in April to start finalizing some details. We've been nailing down some exciting entertainment options. I'll hint to maybe one of them, but until we get some contracts signed, I'm not going to share those publicly, but as soon as we do, we'll start marketing that information. But it's really exciting. So lots of applications are also coming in for craft and food vendors, so there's a lot of movement on this event early, which I like to see so we can finalize all the details early. Electric charging station. January and February were not great months for our charging station, but I think that's to be expected because you'll probably tend to see travel is a lot down in January and February. So we're going to keep a close eye on usage and revenue so we can adjust accordingly as that develops. And then one more thing. Okay, so hydro, our hydro project, I've been working with the mayor on this one. It's been really interesting and we're learning a lot. I won't go into too much detail about the current hydro project information just yet, but I've spent the last several months working closely with Jim Price and Pam Nidich. Pam Nidich is the new co-president of NOAA Corp, converted to NOAA LLC, which is our agent. Jim's a wealth of information, and he's brought myself and the mayor up to speed on the inner workings of the project and everything we need to know to understand the asset that this facility is for the city. Now, right now, we're in the midst of pursuing a new power purchase agreement as the current one ends in July of 2027. So the mayor and I have lots of information that we're going to share with council at a later date. Something I thought might be beneficial to everyone is to bring Jim and Pam to Summersville for a city council meeting so that council can meet. I'm sure that you guys have probably met Jim, but Pam, the new co-president, and ask any questions you may have, discuss the project a bit more. And so we're looking at early May for this if all goes well scheduling-wise. So we're going to circle back to that one, present council with more information in April to prepare for those introductions. And then lastly, I just want to say thank you to Mayor Harper for providing me with the opportunity to serve the city and the community, and I've really enjoyed working with all of the departments and projects as closely as I have been to make sure that we continue to truly be a model city. So I think I went over my 10
You did good. Thank you. You know, the information that she's giving you all is very valuable. Hope you don't mind taking 10 minutes here and listening to it, because there's so much stuff going on in Summersville, and we're so much involved in a lot of this stuff. And I mean, these meetings are like meetings after meetings after meetings.
I had 6
So
today.
you've taken on a lot, and really you help coordinate a lot of, here's what we work on right now is that you just mentioned every one of our departments, including Sam with the aerial flights, our police department, our fire department, the city is, you know, involved with Tim, and Jeremy's involved with it. I mean, we haven't left anyone out because we've come together as a city helping each other out.
Right.
And you work as a great coordinator on it, bringing everyone together. So you've really helped me out a lot, way beyond what a mayor's assistant is, okay?
I've enjoyed it.
I thank you very much, okay?
Any questions? No?
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Keep up the work.
Okay, next on the list is the recorder's report, and I'm sure you got something.
I don't know, no report this evening. I knew this was gonna be a long one, so.
Okay, all
No
right.
report.
Okay, mayor's report, just some announcements. We have the annual spring cleanup, and the city of Summersville annual spring cleanup is as follows. Wards 1 and 2 is April the 13th through the 17th. Wards 3 and 4 will be April the 20th through the 24th. So please get your items out as early in the week as possible. So what's allowed? Well, furniture, appliances, and other large items. But any appliances containing Freon must have a certification sticker that the Freon has been removed. Unallowable. It's regular garbage, leaves, brush, tires, construction debris. Now, this service is only for the citizens that live within the corporative limits of Summersville. And remember, it is illegal for anyone outside city limits to bring items into the city for pickup. The sensory Easter egg hunt. This is very special. It's by appointment only, and it starts at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's on April the 4th. It's the Summersville Arena and Conference Center. So come out and join them for a special Easter event designed with sensory sensitivity in mind. This is a sensory friendly egg hunt that is tailored for children with unique needs. So you come out and get a picture with the Easter Bunny.
What time?
That will be from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay? So if you want to participate in that, please call. And the number, of course, you can reach them here. You can call 872-1211. And then they had the regular Easter egg hunt. Same date, Saturday, April the 4th. It's at 10 a.m. at the Summersville Arena and Conference Center. It's open to children up to 12 years old and over 2,500 eggs for kids to hunt. Bring your own Easter basket and hunt for lots of candy and prizes. Summersville will be participating in Paint the Town Blue. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. In recognition of the National Child Abuse Prevention Month, Mountain Heart Community Service Incorporated invites our community to join our heartfelt initiatives. Stand with us, support survivors, and raise awareness. How can you participate? Display a blue ribbon on storefronts, doors, and entrances. Light your windows with blue lights throughout April. Create a powerful visual message of solidarity and a brighter future for children. What it matters? Why does it matter? You honor the resilience of those affected by child abuse, raise awareness, encourage healing, and showed our shared commitment to ensure that every child experiences love, safety, and support. If you have any questions, you can call 872-9200. Summersville will participate in that, and we'll try to put blue all over the city. And if you drive by my house, we already got a big spotlight, blue. But anyway, those are my announcements. Council, do you have anything to add to it?
One thing, so again, something to do with the spring cleanup for folks that may not know. Again, I was absent last one, I don't know if it was brought up, but the city, if you live in the city limits, if you've had with the recent storms we had through with the ice and the thunderstorms, if you had down branches or tree limbs and so forth, if you cut those up at a decent size and put them by the road, you can call the city and they'll come pick those up to the burn pile.
Good.
So that's something that I had learned a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't aware of, but they have to be within the city and you gotta put them by the road and make sure they're cut up pretty good. Easy to pick up, if you will, and you can call the city and get those picked up and they'll take it to the burn pile. Again, that is specifically for the stuff that we had over the last with the ice storm and then the thunderstorm and so forth. A nice little that I've learned about, a nice little help thing that the city does. So folks know about that now.
Well, thank you, Councilman Rhodes. Okay, we appreciate that information. Okay, we're not going to adjourn, but we are going to recess until April the 21st, 2026 to lay the levy. So I thank you all very much for a long evening.